Last name is Palmer. P-A-L-M-E-R. First name Eric. Alrighty. Thank you. That'll work. Thank you. All will. Thank you. That'll work. That's a beautiful thing.
Now that you're feel like you're gonna fall off. These cars don't turn like the rest of them.
The intercom, you can't hear nothing.
No power steering, eh?
I think I pissed off the city because they yelled at me to slow down, but I was like, I literally can't slow down. The car will stall, so don't yell at me. I'm like, do you know who I am? Oh my goodness. Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
That's awesome. Let's start. Alrighty, here we go. Mustang Alley West.
There's a backing on that thing. You can pull off.
8:18 in the morning. And this is where we're at. So let's go through and grab some pictures. Of course, the Destiny is here.
Did you get your car fixed from Mackinac where you didn't you run over
Good, good. How are you? Easy. Oh yeah. Yeah. Remember I blew up.
This is just sweet.
I bought a truck motor that I had to buy. I bought a truck motor and a Mustang motor is different in the third gen.
Bad boys.
Bars and go quicker and quicker. The front windshield was gross.
Well, that's from coming here.
Yeah. It was gross.
So did you drive this all the way up from wherever it was garaged?
We have the truck and trailer right around the corner.
Okay. That would have been an expensive drive.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't make it very far.
Marky. What's happening? Crow's nest. These were the way traffic signals were way back before lights. I see you got it on today. And where's your car's over there?
No, it's down in Snake Pit.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Alrighty. Oh yeah, that's right. This is Moxham only.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know. Didn't know anything about Snake Pit. So Snake Pit is for all other Mustang clubs?
Snake Pit is for the Shelbys.
Oh, for the Shelbys. Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty. Well, let me take a stroll through. So were you invited, or I mean, they have you sign up for it? Okay.
You registered for Mustang Alley. And I got a Shelby and it was open.
Hold on, let me get a picture. Yeah, these guys here, the commemorative Air Force. Yeah. You know, it's a positive thing that they're doing. They get access to money. They got a couple of trailers. They got a plane. But before they mocked that plane up to a Redtail, they used to be called the Confederate Air Force.
Oh, yeah.
and people remember that. And
I think was it out there at Woodward Run Airport?
yeah, yep. And
I'm around the area, I know.
the organization Tuskegee Airmen Incorporated, they came to them and said they want to mock that up as a Redtail. Said, well, you got to change that name.
Yep, definitely.
They changed the name, but you know, at least they can keep the logo CAF. How you doing?
Folks that know.
Yeah, folks that don't know. Yeah, that's way back when I started the newsletter, actually. 'Cause I used to post that stuff in there and cringe, and all of a sudden it's commemorative Air Force, you know. So, well, let me take a stroll.
Yeah,
I'll see you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you can have it, the right price.
Yeah.
You can just do the survey on your phone.
If the price is right. E-Transits. Shelby's. Mustang Owners Museum.
Candy, do you see the dragon's here?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I just like to keep track.
Yeah, these are cool.
Absolutely fine.
Oh. How much are the ponies?
Ponies are 30, and I've got a sign. Oh, here they are.
Oh, there we go.
I'm here to see it. It's your fault.
The 5.0 is 40.
The 5.0s are 40. Okay,
Oh.
excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, chrome ponies are 30, and 5.0 is 40.
Alrighty. I may come back and get one of those. Those are cool. Well, which one do I want? How you doing today?
Right,
Channel 7. Yeah, that's work. How you doing today?
I'm not going to say late because
Wow, how far back do these go? Wow.
I'll grab the flash too.
Huh. Hey. Oh, 4.6. That same Mustang.
do it.
Yeah. If you are scared, don't get mad that we do something. Yeah, that is.
Having a proper breakfast.
6 sausage McMuffins, orange
Hey, how's it going? How you guys doing today? All right. How you been?
Doing well, doing well. Do you have the Redtail here?
Yeah, it's on the other side.
Okay.
It's on the other side. What's going
Good to
on?
see ya.
Good to see you too. Good to see you too. Yep. So, this area is open to just any Mustang club?
This is general public. I mean, people here will start lining up at 4 a.m.
Oh,
way down
wow.
there to get on. Like the line will go from miles.
Wow.
So being able to park on that side.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, yeah. Is your car over there?
No,
Okay.
we didn't bring mine. I'm having a fuel pump issue right now.
Okay.
So it's just easier to.
Yeah.
We'll just do this year and
Yeah.
next. So.
That'll work.
But yeah, this is just open to general public. But people
Wow.
line up here for hours.
It's funny because I'm walking by and I'm seeing cars that I seen at the homecoming on Thursday and out at M1 yesterday.
Uh-huh.
So I'm quite sure I'll see these same cars tomorrow. All righty, guys. We'll see you. All righty, you too. Carlisle. How you doing?
I just looked at
Barrett Jackson. Oh man. Snake charmer. All right. How you guys doing?
Where's your car?
On the other side.
Oh, okay.
Since I'm with Mox and I parked on Mustang Alley West, yeah. Which somebody left their phone.
No, that's not mine. Mine's.
They'll remember.
Well, let's put this on hold because I got a feeling I know whose it is. That last fellow.
Put it right back there.
Purchased. Yeah, I don't know if hopefully I'll get over on the west side.
Yeah, I mean, as many cars as over here, I hope people do come over that way.
I didn't see you at the dealership last night. We were out there.
I was over at M1.
Okay.
M1 had invited me out, so I was out there all day. Left probably about 7.
All right.
And tried to come as far as 9 Mile, but the traffic was, I mean, it was terrible. So I think I got maybe 13.5 mile, turn around and try to go back to Pontiac, and couldn't even make it all the way to Pontiac.
I tried to watch some of it on YouTube or on Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, I started, and that's what I did. I went home and started posting my videos and pictures and things like that, you know. Try to stay on top of that stuff, so.
Here's one of mine too, and we will definitely be in touch with you as we get closer to, let's say, the end of this year.
Okay.
And I'll send you some pictures of the car
That'll work.
so you can see it.
Can we have the transmission changed to a 6-speed?
It's a 10-speed.
I need manual.
It's faster than a 6-speed.
I know, but manual is way cooler, you know. Just making sure that we can part of that. The third party that was with you,
Once you own the car, you can do whatever you want.
we may have somebody's phone that was left.
That's not yours. That's not your phone.
Is that your phone? Or you got your phone? Okay.
Got mine.
I think it was the other fellow.
Could have been.
They'll figure it out. Yeah,
Yeah, they'll figure it out. $30.
Yeah, turn it over. Hey, you know, you're a long way from home, brother. How you doing?
Let's see. Which way do I want to go? Let me go this way. Be jealous. Huh. How you doing today? You were at M1 yesterday, weren't you?
I'm sorry?
Were you at M1 yesterday, or
No,
were you
we
at
went
the
for
Mustang?
Actually, we didn't go to either one of those.
Because I've seen that license plate.
Well,
Be
I'm sorry,
jealous.
homecoming at the, yeah.
Okay, okay, yep. Elva Dearborn at the Hall of Fame, yep. Yeah.
Yeah, shared your car.
It's nice to have a unique license plate. People will remember.
Yes, I know my wife. I wanted to choose like cool blue or coyote blue or something like that. She goes, oh, you're jealous. Why? Because I'm jealous?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I told her she was a snot.
Yeah.
I just
Four cylinders into one and
Hmm.
powerful enough.
Yeah.
Stuff back down in, you know, like this guy here only had like
All right.
30 horsepower. So it's rare.
Yeah. That thing was badass, bro. It's like the one that was on Old 27.
It's on the
Always John.
Okay. Yeah.
Ice cream for sale. Man, how far does this go back? How you doing today?
I'm good, man.
All right, all right.
Yeah. Nice talking to you. Thank you.
Red Baron. There we go. Yeah. There you go.
No, you're right. Time. So, what do you store?
How are you?
Good, you?
All right. Oh, excuse me.
I want to say where we are. I think we're good.
Wow. There's no way I am going all the way down there.
Yeah, I don't see him.
Southern Arizona.
Yeah, those parts.
Yeah.
I mean, some 373 years.
I got both cases of water in my, one over here and both cases in my,
Okay,
cooler.
we just put the cooler in block 2, so I think all the blocks should have coolers now. Yeah, if we need to. We're gonna head up. Let's head up the registration.
Bugs flying, all that.
Yeah.
You pay another.
I know. You know what? I forgot I left my phone in here. We went to the Walgreens to pick up a couple of stuff, and so then so I did.
You just sign up for it. But I mean, you sign up for it and you come here and then park. But I don't think.
We've been back this far last year.
Where is the place considered?
So you bought it sight unseen?
I did. I mean, I've seen about 100 pictures. I can tell her. Yeah, I can tell her. That's probably the, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
But if you'd like a picture of me, you're more than welcome to take one.
Man, this thing goes back far. I think this is where I'm gonna stop.
I think it goes to the end of those white tents.
That's still too far.
They're walking right now.
Okay. Well, they limit the amount of mileage to put on the day.
Right. Oh yeah. Oh man, I'm supposed to be taking pictures. Snake pit.
What up, dude?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, you?
All right, is your car on the other side?
No, it's on Woodward.
Okay. How you doing today?
How are you doing?
All right. Snake pit. Have them back over, or are they going to have some transportation?
One of the other guys.
Okay.
That has his car in there. So I was with Jim Owens last night.
Oh, wow.
See, there we are.
Okay.
And they got one of each gen, you know, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. And they were revealing the 7th generation car. and my car's been number 7. Oh, okay,
so
I see.
We stayed with a friend.
And see, it says S7 AMPEDE. Stampede for 7th generation.
Oh, wow.
And my car's been number 7.
Wow.
I know.
And these are these, where was this at?
This is at the restaurant.
Okay, so that was, all righty.
We're going at 11.
Okay.
And they semi-revealed. They took the cover off, but there was another cover. They didn't show us. But it was a fun night, and I randomly just went there to see what they were doing with my car. I had no idea this was going on.
Wow. That was last night?
Up at the right minute. Yes.
That was last night. Give the club a shout out. Tell Jay he need to come down here to Mustang Alley West. Check us out.
That's my plan. Oh, look at my dirty wheel. What did I drive in? What did I drive in?
Look like some specks of paint. Yeah, front and back. But it represents the Redtail P-51 Mustang fighter plane, flown by the 332nd Fighter Group in World War II.
Right.
On it, I honor 2 guys that were local. Harry Stewart on the driver's side. April 1st of 45, Harry got credit for knocking down 3 FW-190s. Okay. So that's why you see the 3 swastikas. On the passenger side, I honor Alexander Jefferson. Born and raised in Detroit, came back to Detroit, taught in the Detroit public schools. On Alex's 18th mission, he got shot down, served the balance of the war as a POW. Alex just turned 100 last November, but unfortunately he passed away on the 22nd of June. Actually, Alex has probably rode shotgun in 5 or 6 different parades with me, and then he and I went out to Michigan International Speedway and took 5 laps around the track, and he had a ball. Yeah. Now Harry hasn't, and I've been trying to get back with that MIS Cares program, and I don't think they have it anymore. They probably have put it on hold for a minute, but I got to get him out there.
He's still with us.
Yeah, Harry is still with us. Harry turned 98 on the 4th of July. And that week, the news was celebrating his birthday at the beginning of the week. But by Thursday, they were covering Alex's services. Okay. He was late in state at the Charles H. Wright on Thursday. Funeral home visitation on Friday, and then Saturday was his service. So, they came down to the Charles H. Wright. I was on the news report at the time that they were down there. But 2017, I got the car. I had a mock-up and PowerPoint of what I wanted to do, and I showed it to both of them, told them I wanted to honor them while they were living. They gave me the thumbs up. And once I got it wrapped, you know, they loved it. They were impressed. Actually, Tuskegee Airmen that see it, period, across the country, love it. One guy that signed the hood, Levi Thornhill, Levi was in, where's he at? Right there. Levi was in a wheelchair. We were at our convention in Las Vegas, and his daughter or wife brought him to the door. The car was sitting like in a plaza outside the door, and he got up out of that chair, went through that door, just stood by the car. He didn't want to leave. He didn't want to go back in.
Mine.
So you know, those things make me make me feel good and realize, you know, I'm doing the right thing. Yes, yep. So,
You gotta paint it up.
oh, thank you, appreciate it, appreciate it. Oh yeah, here you go. Take a couple of cards.
Oh, sure.
We've been invited down to Montgomery, Alabama for the 2nd annual Boeing Redtail Classic football game. They'll have us on display in the ESPN fan zone, so that's what that talks about.
Great.
We are 501c3. The way that we get around is individual donations. Yep. So that's what that card talks about. Thank you. You guys enjoy.
Wow.
Oh yes, isn't it? Here you go.
Thank you. Oh man, that's cool.
So there you go.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
And Detroit Redtail is a 501c3, so the way that we get to do things like this is individual contributions. We've been invited down Labor Day weekend to participate in the ESPN fan zone down in Montgomery, Alabama for the 2nd annual Boeing Redtail Classic football game.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we were supposed to go last year, but COVID wiped out all the social activities. So this year they're going to have it outside and invited us down. So
That's awesome. Happy to see you getting out here.
oh, thank you. You guys have a good one now. Alexander Jefferson on the passenger side, who turned 100 in November.
He's still around, is
He passed away on the 22nd of June.
Oh.
Yep. And then on this side, on the driver's side, is Harry Stewart. Harry turned 98 on the 4th of July. April 1st of 45, he got credit for knocking down 3 FW-190, so that's why you see the 3 swastikas there.
Okay.
Alex, on his 18th mission, got shot down, served the balance of the war as a POW. Now, when the news was celebrating Harry's 98th birthday locally at the beginning of the week, by the end of the week, by Thursday, they started covering Alex's services. And we had him laying in state at the Charles H. Wright on Thursday, and visitation at the funeral home on Friday, and then the service on Saturday.
my head down the other one before I got a P-51 Mustang again. I should have worn.
You got the Roush P-51?
No, I bought a hat that it was.
Oh.
It just says P-51. It was an antique air show.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple old bombers there and stuff.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
We saw your car in Flint. Was it a Shea? Did you go on the cruise?
Yeah, was it the road rally?
Yeah. It was a fun rally.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was. I didn't realize we drove so far.
Yeah, it was like 120 miles
Yeah.
we drove.
Yeah.
We got down to the apple orchard. They were all lined up for the bathroom, and they were lined up to get food. And we'll go into Graham Lake, get something to eat, and keep on going.
Yeah. It was. I never did. I turned in my score sheet, never heard anything back from them. Did you?
No. It was a nice rally, though.
It was.
It was put together good. The year before we did it, when it came down, we did Howell and all these little towns, Brighton. And it had so much traffic and making.
Oh yeah.
But this one worked out really well.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. Now I spoke to, who was that? Somebody I ran into that is a friend of the girl that organizes it, and he was saying that next year she's going to try to organize something probably in Ohio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe south of the border or southern part of Michigan and into Ohio. So that ought to be interesting.
That was well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only issue was the food.
Yeah.
No problem. We'll just leave Goodrich and go to Graham Lake.
There you go. Because that's what I ended up doing. Because they gave us the what's the hamburger joint up there? They gave us those coupons.
Burger.
Yeah, Halo Burger.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's what I ended up doing, is going to Halo Burger and getting some stuff and jumping on the road.
You from the Flint area?
No, actually I'm from Detroit, but I live in Pontiac now, and I'm with Moxham, who's out of Dearborn. So a lot of our activities are here, Southeast Michigan.
Okay.
But every year since I've had the car, I wanted to try to do something in Flint. And since Dream Cruise and Back to the Bricks are the same week, same weekend, it's difficult to do that. A few years back, I tried to go out to Flint after work on I want to say it was on a Friday. And by the time I got there, it was dark and they were clearing the streets. So
you want a real experience, so you ought to go on Wednesday or Thursday when they cruise.
Okay.
It goes all the way downtown Flint, and then it turns around, comes back by the old Fisher Body.
Oh, wow.
And all the characters are down there.
Wow.
And then when you get down a little farther by Bristol, there's Rockies and a bunch of stuff in there.
Now, I did a parade, was it last year? I guess it was last year. It was like a kickoff parade, and I want to say it was a weekday. And we started off at the old GM facility there in that parking lot, and was cruising downtown. And as we were going stop and go, this girl on the sidewalk just came over and jumped in the car.
Oh, really?
I'm like, I'll make sure I cut this part of the video out so my wife don't see this. And she was going down the street, had the nerve to ask me, you want to come in for a drink with the rest of us? No, I'm on a mission. I got things to do here.
Did you do those 66 stops?
Yes. We had a convention in Las Vegas in 2018, and me and a buddy of mine, Eric Love, we cruised across Route 66. We started at our museum, went over to Chicago, started at that sign on Michigan, and started going through Illinois. And every time we crossed the state line, we would stop. I put a sticker on the date and time, and we'd videotape it. Yeah,
you know. Because my motorhome only carries 24 gallons of diesel, so I gotta be careful where I'm going.
Yeah.
It's interesting. You see these old towns, old buildings, old hotels and motels and stuff. It's incredible. Yeah. And the road is not in the best shape anymore. No.
Right. And the thing is, I set an itinerary. I had a nice itinerary for every location. So for photo ops. But you find that there are some places that are restored, that are real nice and restored. And then it's also nice to see the places that are not necessarily fully restored, but still in the condition that they left it in when 66 went kaput. We went through, was it Oklahoma or was it Texas? I can't remember which one it was, but there was a Phillips station that was kind of sitting in a neighborhood that was, you could tell that that's the state it was in when it was kind of abandoned, but it was, it was a nice photo shot, for a photo opportunity. And the nicest people, we stopped at Gaze something, and the guy there was an ex-Marine, and he loved the car. And my next stop was the drive-in, the Route 66 drive-in. But he told me to stop at Booth's Court on my way there. And I stopped at Booth's Court. We went in, talked to the girl, real nice. She gave us some water, gave us some maps, Yeah, it was a pleasant experience.
I've done Highway 40 several times.
Okay.
There's a lot of 66 on both sides.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, we were going through Eric, Oklahoma. Now, my name is Eric. My buddy's name is Eric.
Oh, cool.
And we were getting off in Eric, Oklahoma to go to a ghost town. And I'm going through downtown, and all of a sudden, a cop pulls us over, and he walks up, and I look at his name tag, and it says Eric, and I kind of laughed, and I'm giving him my ID, and he's looking at my ID and realized it said Eric. And we're in Eric, Oklahoma. My name's Eric, his name's Eric, and I seen him kind of his face kind of like befuddled, and I said, yeah, my buddy's name is Eric too. So we all had a decent laugh about it. He told me to slow down and gave me my stuff back. But yeah.
I've been pulled over, I don't know how many times, I tell you about it. As long as you're not acting like a jerk.
Yeah.
And you did something wrong, you don't try to get out of it.
Right.
Just slow down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't even think we were going that fast. I mean, I was through this town that I don't know that was, it wasn't actually a ghost town. Eric wasn't a ghost town, but it was still barren. It wasn't like,
right.
Excessively populated on the streets or whatnot, and I thought I was just cruising at a regular speed. I think he probably pulled me over because he wanted to check the car out.
That's what this is really cool, and these guys should not be forgotten.
Yeah.
No. They did more than a lot of people think they did.
Mm-hmm. You know, and a lot of people don't realize that they were, there was a bomber group also, 477.
Yeah.
Was headquartered at Selfridge. Coleman Young was the navigator bombardier with the 477.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, they were supposed to serve in the Pacific, and their issue was just the racism and the leadership. Bob Selway was a segregationist. He tried to make the 99 fail. They moved him.
Harry Stewart
He became commander. On the driver's side, on April 1st of 45, Harry got credit for knocking down 3 FW-190s. So that's why you see the three swastikas there.
That's what I was wondering about that.
Yeah,
that's what made me even look at it really hard then. After I seen the swastikas, and I knew what it was.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
And then on the opposite side, I honor Alexander Jefferson. Alex was shot down on his 18th mission, served the balance of the war as a POW. Alex turned 100 last November.
Yeah. Did he just pass?
He just passed. He just passed on the 22nd of June.
Yeah.
And Harry just had a birthday on the 4th of July, 98. So as the news was covering Harry's birthday at the beginning of the week, they started covering Alex's services towards the end. On Thursday, he was laid in state at the Charles H. Wright, and then visitation on Friday.
Is this your car, or it belongs to the chapter?
Well, it belongs to, it will belong to Detroit Redtail, Inc.
Okay.
I've got a 501c3 that I started in 2017. I did purchase the car. I paid it off this year. Now I've got to get it appraised so that I could donate it to the organization. So it will be organization property by next year. So I've got to research that. I've got to find an appraiser and then figure out what I need to donate it. And then the license plate. These two guys, I showed them a mock-up of the car. They gave me the thumbs up. They loved the idea that I was honoring them while they were living. But the license plate is an Army veteran license plate, specifically mine, and it says Redtail, RD Tail. So what I need to do, I know I won't be able to keep that license plate on this car if it's registered in the foundation, in the nonprofit's name, but maybe I can cancel that plate and get a replacement that still says Redtail for this particular car. So
if you cancel, it'll become available for them.
Yeah. So that's what I'll probably do. You know, but I've got to get all of that aligned. Like I say, first thing is to get it appraised. And
nice job here.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. The card that I gave you guys, we've been invited down to Montgomery, Alabama, to participate in the 2nd annual Boeing Redtail Classic football game. They'll have us on display in the ESPN zone, September 4th. So. Like I say, we're a 501c3, and the way that we can do what we do is through individual donations. So that just talks about different ways that one can contribute.
Well, thank you.
Alrighty, you're welcome. You guys enjoy. Have a good day.
Thanks for bringing it out.
Oh, definitely. You're welcome. It's probably been a couple of years since I've been to one. Yep. I usually hang out with our Detroit chapter of Tuskegee Airmen. I'll set up by their tent, or even our museum has a tent. This year, out at Selfridge, couldn't get out there because there was nowhere to put the car. You know, so I haven't been to an air show in maybe 3 years now, but.
How long have you had the car?
2017. So
I might have seen this car before that.
Yeah.
Out at an air show in New York State.
No, haven't made it to New York yet.
But it might have been there before you bought it.
No, I'm the one that did this.
Oh, you did it?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
now, you're welcome. Now, as far as other Tuskegee Airmen tribute vehicles, there's one guy in New York, Mike. What's Mike's last name? Mike has a old Deuce and a Quarter that is mocked up as old P47 that he drag races.
No Buick?
Yeah, no Buick. There's a guy in Ohio that has a old, what is it? Old Oldsmobile, I think it is, that has Tuskegee Airmen logos on it, but there's nobody else. There was a couple of race cars that were mocked up temporarily as Redtails, but there's no other car out there like this. I've had guys reach out to me and say they're going to try to do something like it, but I haven't seen them yet. But I've been to DC, as far as East DC, Virginia, Philadelphia, as far south as Tampa Bay and Orlando, Houston. I did Route 66 across to Grand Canyon and then Las Vegas. I haven't been on the West Coast. Took the northern route back up, so through Utah and Denver.
Well, you've been having some fun.
I have been. 95,000 when I got it, and I was just looking this morning, it's 128 and maybe about 980, so almost 130. And then Labor Day weekend, we've been invited down to Montgomery. Here you go. We've been invited down to Montgomery, Alabama. There you go. We've been invited down to Montgomery, Alabama for the second annual Boeing Redtail Classic football game. So they'll have us on display in the ESPN fan zone. So some more outreach.
Very nice.
Yep.
Very nice.
Well, thank you.
A bubble cockpit and a Razorback.
Yeah. Harry, April 1st, 45, knocked down 3 FW-190s. Alex got shot down on his 18th mission. Harry, he was out for a minute and somebody else was flying his original plane and got a shot out from under him. And when he came back, he said his crew chief told him to go over to the depot and pick out a new plane. So that's what he got, that one brand new.
Some guys have a little luck.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Okay, nice talking.
Nice talking to you too. All righty, have a good one now. We would use it for parades. Our chapter would use it for parades. But I went to a car show and it won an award, got attention, and I realized at that point in time that, you know, propagating the history and the legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen doesn't always have to happen at an air show.
Yeah, that's true. That's what actually is better.
Yeah, it is.
Because the people that go to that are the ones that go to that. This is like me, I don't, so this is cool.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you're right.
Yeah.
You're expanding.
Right. I mean, my original motto was rolling the Tuskegee Airmen into the American car culture. You know, because, I mean, this is the American car culture. Cruising, parades, car shows, everything. I've been at Autorama twice. I've driven across Route 66.
Really?
Yeah.
What year is this?
2011.
2011? So, were you ever in the military overseas?
No, I never went overseas. When I first joined after Officer Basic Course, I was with the 123rd Army Reserve Command in Indianapolis at Fort Ben Harrison. And we were the mother unit of all the Army Reserve units in Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois. So when not 9/11, but when Desert Storm came in '91, our mission was to go out to all of our subordinate units to make sure they were ready to be activated. So that's what I did at that time. Now, when I came back home, I transferred to the 5064th Army Reserve Garrison. And at that same time, in '91, their mission was to go to Fort McCoy, Wisconsin, and help the civilians process those Reserve and National Guard troops into active duty and then stay there and wait to process them back into Reserve and National Guard status. So, you know, neither one of them had the opportunity to go overseas, and I didn't get a chance to go. But, you know, I still say membership has its privileges, and I'm very proud that I served 13 good years.
Yeah, my husband worked, but we lived 20 years in Heidelberg, Germany.
Okay, wow. Wow.
DOD.
Wow. 20 years in Heidelberg, and you guys decided to come back.
And 6 years in England.
Oh, wow.
Anyway,
all righty, thank you.
Thank you for doing this.
Oh, you're welcome.
This is really, really cool.
Yeah, thank you, really appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
Maybe they should make a movie. I don't know what the hell they do, but I'm serious.
Yeah.
You know, a small
documentary. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I've got to update. I've got to update my web page because watch yourself behind you.
We're going the wrong way.
Because since I've devised the vehicle, I still haven't done a walk around video to post on my website. I mean, so
you really got into this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gorgeous. I mean, like I said, you're doing beyond that. But that's the best part. Yeah. That's why people should know that.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Well, thank you.
Anyway,
thank you. All righty. Yeah, on one of my boards that I've got in the trunk. You know what it has though? I packed the trunk so tight that the boards are under a bunch of stuff. But yeah, Coleman was a navigator bombardier with the 477 bombardment group. A lot of people don't realize the 477th existed, and they were headquartered at Selfridge.
Oh, were they?
Well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that either.
Now, the problem that the 477th encountered is that there was a guy by the name of Bob Selway. He was originally the commander of the 99th Fighter Squadron. He wanted it to fail. He tried real hard.
Why?
They relieved him of duty because he's a segregationist. They relieved him of duty, but they made him commander of the 477. So he had a second chance. And when they were stationed at Selfridge, not only him being a segregationist, but the base commander at Selfridge was. And they told the guys flat out, even the 332nd cycled through Selfridge. The base commander and Bob Selway told them flat out, you know, as long as there's black and white officers here on base, there'll be no integration. Now, the officers, the guys paid automatically for admission to the officers club. You know, it came out of their check, and all they wanted to do was get in the officers club.
Oh, yeah.
And
like
they did everything they could to keep it segregated. They pushed so much at Selfridge that the commander shipped them out of there. They ended up at Freeman Field in Indiana and Godman Field in Kentucky, and they arrested 101 of the black officers, put them under arrest in quarters, and was going to charge them with treason. And the NAACP and Thurgood Marshall came in to get them off, but you know, they were supposed to serve in the Pacific flying B-25s, and by the time all of that was over, the war was over, and these guys had lost morale so bad because of what was going on. So yeah, a lot of people don't realize the 477 exists, but you can see that's where Coleman got his kind of radicalness from. But what the guys would do at Freeman Field, at Godman Field, at Selfridge, is 3 or 4 at a time would go up to the officers club in their finest and try to get in, be denied, and turn around and another group would come up. And they would do that all night long. It was a constant silent protest. It was the beginnings, people don't realize it was the beginnings of a civil rights movement. A lot of the guys that were involved in the civil rights movement, or some of them I should say, like Percy Sutton, that you recognize from the civil rights movement, some of them were Tuskegee Airmen. You know, and I didn't know that either until they passed. I'm like, no wonder. But yeah, you know, they
it's still hard to, they're still doing it today.
Oh yeah,
but it just, come on, this is stupid.
Yeah.
There's no sense either. But I just don't understand. This shit's still going on, and you sit there and you wonder, what the?
Yeah. You know, it's a perpetual evolution to the U.S. becoming a more imperfect union, and unfortunately, there are forces nowadays that don't want that to happen, but they think that they're patriotic, but that's totally opposite from being patriotic. Quite honestly, these guys are more patriotic than the clowns today, because they didn't have anything to win going over and defending a country that didn't believe in them. the Pittsburgh Courier in 1942 started the Double Victory campaign, the Double V campaign. So all the segregated units in World War II that went over, that's what they were fighting, fascism overseas and racism back home. And when they came back home, nothing had changed. Alex, as a POW, he said when the boat docked in the port of New York, at the bottom of the gangplank was a little white soldier that said whites to the right and niggers to the left. And at that point in time, he said, okay, I'm back home.
I do have a question. I know the swastikas have other meanings than Nazi. What does the swastika?
Well, Harry Stewart got credit for knocking down 3 German planes, 3 FW-190s. Okay. So fighter pilots in World War II and the bombers, the way they would show their successes is with the symbol of their enemy on the cowls of their plane. So that's what that
represents.
Yep, that's what that represents.
Well, you had to go through a lot of history to put this stuff on. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Thank you. Here, let me give you a card.
I'm a Desert Storm vet, United States Air Force, so I know all the
Alrighty. So you were overseas?
No, I didn't go overseas.
Okay.
I did,
yeah.
We did serve at that time. We didn't get called.
Okay. All right.
But, yeah, I mean, the Tuskegee Airmen, I mean, they're just...
Oh, yeah.
You're in the Air Force, you know who these guys are.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you.
All right, you guys have a good one now. Yeah, I was just telling them I was in reserve unit of 123rd ARCOM at that time.
Oh,
and
did you?
We were the mother unit of all the reserve units in Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, and Illinois. So our mission at that time was to go out to all of our subordinates to make sure they were ready to be deployed.
Right, and that was it was kind of like what we were on the tarmac in the shop, and then at home, 3 days on, 2 days off. Nobody got any leave, you know, for Desert Storm. And then when it was over, it was like, that was it.
Yeah. But you know, I tell people all the time, membership has its privileges.
Yeah.
I got out of the reserves in 2000, I think it was, and I work at General Motors, and in '99, I was part of a group of guys. We were the subject matter experts for implementing ISO at Pontiac East Assembly.
Yeah.
And we took a trip down to Winsfield. So we flew into the airport in St. Louis, and they've got a nice USO downstairs by the baggage pickup. And I was still in reserve, so I still had my card. And I noticed that I had already grabbed my bags and went over there to the USO. No, we were still waiting for them. But I went over to the USO, came out with a Coke and a couple of donuts, and still have my card in my hand, and all my peers are standing around saying, "Where'd you get that?" And I just flashed my ID card.
You gotta be nice to the people. You just gotta be nice to the people at USO.
Yeah.
They'll give you whatever
you
you gotta be nice to them.
You gotta be nice to them so long as you got this card.
Exactly.
This membership has its privileges.
Well, this is very cool too, because I have a friend of mine, I don't even know if you've seen her. She has an 02 just like this with a red tail. She's got a P-51 Mustang.
Yeah, I think I met her online on Facebook.
Yes,
yeah.
That's my friend Renee.
Oh yeah, Renee. Yeah, I think she's going to be at Mustang Memories tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, yep. She was. She's up at 13 in Woodward. I told her. I said.
Oh, she is now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I told her. I said, you can get in. I said, I got in. I didn't register. I tried getting in here, but I'm not a member of the.
Yeah, Moxham.
Yeah.
But they let you in on the other side?
And I was at 8. It was at 8:30.
Yeah, you had to get there early.
Yeah, but they said that they weren't going to have open registration, whatever, until 10 o'clock. And I said, I didn't register. I said, no problem. Give me $20. Here.
Oh wow.
What's your name? What's your number? Put it on the list. I said, I was there last year. It's just, I forgot to register.
Yeah, wow, that would have been cool if she had got an opportunity to come down there.
Because that's where you're going to show off.
Yeah,
especially when it's like this. So.
Yeah, we were supposed to get together with Mike Hill on a little tour earlier this month, or I can't remember when it was, but Mike had to cancel. But yeah, she said we got to get together. Absolutely. So I think she's going to be at Mustang Memories tomorrow.
She's going there tomorrow.
Yep.
My biggest thing is that that's one of the reasons why I wanted to join the Moxham is that I've got an 06 and I'm having problems with mine. It will not go into 5th gear overdrive.
Oh well.
And I've done the cam phaser on the one side. I've tried everything, and the only thing I can think of, it's got to be the torque converter. And so it's got 160,000 miles in it, but I'm wondering if anybody else has had that kind of a problem with the 06 through 09.
You say you have joined Moxham?
No, not yet, but when I do, I said that's one of the reasons
yeah,
why.
That's it, yeah. Oh, yeah. So. Well, actually, another thing, too, on the other side, just a block in on the right are some Ford Mustang engineers. Hell, you could ask some of those guys. Even though it looked like they're all kind of young guys, but you can still ask some of them. Maybe they have a resource that you can reach out to.
Right.
Maybe an old veteran that retired that they still stay in contact with. But yeah, you're right. In Moxham, you've got, you know, ex-Ford employees that would have that knowledge, you know. And I advise a lot of people that have Mustangs, if they're going to join a Mustang group, to join Moxham, because there are some connections that you can make for that specific reason. Yep, for that specific reason. So.
But this is a fine. I saw it on Facebook the other day, and I when I saw it here, I said, "Oh, that's that guy." That is sweet.
Yeah.
That thing is sweet. I love what the swastikas on there.
Yeah.
Kills.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what that's what they technically call them. But when you got to be politically correct, you say knockdowns.
Knockdown. There you go. Can't say kills. Knockdown. What's your name, man?
Eric.
Eric. John.
All right, and I gave you a car, right? Yep. There you go.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, have a good one now. Yeah, I honor a couple of guys on here. Harry Stewart on the driver's side, April 1st of 45, knocked down 3 FW190, so that's why you see 3 swastikas. Just turned 98 on the 4th of July. On the passenger side, Alexander Jefferson. Alex turned 100 last November, but he passed away June 22nd of this year. So, local guy, born and raised in Detroit, Chatsey High School, came back to Detroit after the war. He was shot down on his 18th mission, served the balance of the war as a POW. He says that when they captured him and took him to an interrogation point, German colonel interrogated him in clear English. Pulled out a binder, yay thick, cover said 332nd Fighter Group, Negro Airman. Turned to a class picture, pointed right at a face, say, "Isn't that you, Lieutenant?" Alex was like, "What can I say it was?" Yeah. He said the guy knew more about him than he knew about himself. Had his father's property tax records for his house in Southwest Detroit. His grades from Chatsey, his grades from Clark. Come to find out, this German colonel had recently graduated from the University of Michigan. He knew all about Southeast Michigan, Detroit, Paradise Valley, Black Bottom. Told Alex once the war was over, he was coming back to Detroit. And I'm sure he did come back to Detroit. Because who wouldn't want to come back to Detroit?
Yeah, I'm from...
you said your car was down there.
No. I said it was
No. Yeah, you did.
Did I say that? I misspoke then. Did I say Mustang Alley East? Because I don't know the difference between East and West.
I had it.
All righty. Yeah, I got to go down here and talk to these red shirts and make sure I can get out. Yeah. How you guys doing today?
Good, how are you?
All right. So most people would call this a Tuskegee Airman tribute vehicle, but I call it a mobile educational resource. It is the centerpiece for a nonprofit 501c3 I run called Detroit Redtail Inc. It is mocked up to emulate the Redtail P-51 Mustang that the famed Tuskegee Airmen, or 332nd Fighter Group, flew towards the end of World War II. On it, I honor 2 guys who are local. Harry Stewart, who just turned 98 on the 4th of July, April 1st of 45, got credit for knocking down 3 FW190s. That's why you see the 3 swastikas on the left fender. Alexander Jefferson, I honor on the passenger side, born and raised in Detroit, came back to Detroit. Alex was shot down on his 18th mission, served the balance of the war as a POW. When he was captured, they took him to an interrogation point where the German colonel interrogated him in clear English, and you'll love this story. Interrogated him in clear English. Guy pulled out a binder, Negro Airman, 332nd Fighter Group, turned a few pages to a class picture, pointed right at his face, said, "Is this you, Lieutenant?" Alex was like, "What can I say? It was me." He said the guy knew more about him than he knew about himself. He had Alex's father's property tax records, had Alex's grades from Chatsey High School, his grades from Clark College. Come to find out, this German colonel had recently graduated from our illustrious University of Michigan.
Fuck out of here.
He had recently graduated from the University of Michigan.
So graduated from the University of Michigan, went over to Germany to...
Well, I mean, you know, back then the U.S. was quite open to immigration, and people would come over for education. The guy said that, I mean, he knew all about Southeast Michigan, Detroit, Black Bottom, Paradise Valley. He told Alex that when the war was over, he was coming back to Detroit.
That gave me goosebumps.
I'm quite sure he came back to Detroit, but the unfortunate thing is I'm quite sure he came back to Detroit and enjoyed the freedoms that Alex couldn't enjoy coming back. The segregated soldiers of World War II, all of them, all the segregated units, they were fighting what they call the Double V campaign, Double Victory campaign, which was started by the Pittsburgh Courier in '42. Victory over fascism overseas and victory over racism here in the States. And Alex, being a POW, when he came back home, they landed in the port of New York. He says at the bottom of the gangplank was little white soldiers, said whites to the right and niggas to the left. And Alex said at that point in time, he realized he was back home. So, you know,
Where did Alex grow up?
Southwest Detroit. Yeah, went to Chatsey High School. And it was a pretty diverse neighborhood, he said. Polish.
Southwest always been.
Yeah, yeah, you know.
That's one of them houses that needs to have a plaque in front of it. That's.
Yeah, yeah. To be honest with you, I wonder, because he never really even talked about his father's house or where it was or anything, but that's an interesting point. Now, he does have the remote control airplane airfield over in Rouge Park.
Oh, really?
Is named after him.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then the city's going to put a plaque, monument in place. That's what my man was talking about. They're going to put a monument in place over there, and supposedly it's going to happen by November, his birthday in November, which I want to say is either the 15th or the 21st. So by this November, supposedly they're going to have a plaza over there with a monument to honor him.
You know, as a Detroit native, I say all the time, we don't realize how much history, all the other stuff that's happened, we don't realize how important it is here. And it's important that you're here because everyone that comes needs to understand that Detroit is
you know,
a lot more recognition of us.
Right.
Needs to happen when come from overseas to see stuff. So I'm glad you're here, brother. What's your name?
Eric.
Edwin.
All right, nice to meet you, Edwin. So, hey, how you doing, Jacqueline?
He's a teacher, so maybe
you can hook up. Now, I gave you the card, right? So you can get in touch with me through the website and then my email address. Labor Day weekend, we've been invited down to Montgomery, Alabama for the 2nd annual Boeing Redtail Classic football game. They'll have us on display in the ESPN fan zone. So that card talks about that, and we're 501c3. So
how long have you been doing this?
2017, October 2017, we were organized. June 2017 is when I start.
This is totally unrelated to the story, but how do you have the pictures on here by all this heat?
That type of material is heat resistant, and to be totally honest with you, I've ordered so many things from so many different places. I can't even remember where I ordered that from, but it's heat resistant. But when I first put it on, was right before I went across Route 66 in 2018, and I didn't have enough hood retainers, and it sagged over top of this bar, and you can see where it marred. Other than that, the heat doesn't bother anything that's under here.
Wow.
Heat doesn't bother anything. So since 2018, it's been done like this and haven't had an issue. Now, I've changed this 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
You know, reformatted it one way or another, but yeah, the heat doesn't bother it.
Cool.
Which, you know, you see some cars, like my man down here with a green car, he's got some beautiful murals painted under there, and I've seen, you know, a number of guys with beautiful stuff just painted that cost them thousands of dollars. And being a 501c3, you know, we don't have thousands of dollars. we go through thousands of dollars on an annual basis, but you know, we don't have that kind of money to invest. So. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You guys enjoy the rest of the show.
You too.
All righty. So you wonder what's up with those swastikas, huh?
Yeah.
What's up with that? The Redtail pilot that I honor on the driver's side, Harry Stewart. April 1st of 45, he got credit for knocking down 3 FW-190s, 3 German planes. So the fighter pilots during World War II, the way they would show their successes, like Michigan with the things on their helmet, is with the symbol of their enemy on the cowls of their plane.
See?
So
that's the airman, the Tuskegee Airman?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I'm going to do some research on that.
Yep. So you'll see warbirds, single engine, you'll see bombers with you know, Nazi symbols on them because they've taken out targets, be it planes, be it whatever. But they're showing their tally of what they've knocked out.
Is this your car?
Yes, actually it's the centerpiece of Detroit Redtail Inc., a 501c3 nonprofit.
You know what? I lived here for 4 years. It doesn't get the credit it deserves.
No.
Okay, so I know there's a lot of problems in the inter part, and I know there's a lot of empty, vacant houses, but they just don't get, you know.
In Detroit?
Yeah. Like,
oh, yeah.
What I thought was, you know, Kwame, he was obviously, thought he would be good.
Yeah.
And you thought, hey, let's bring in a different race, and let's try to do it again. And then he's
Dugan?
Yeah, he's like, you know what I mean? Hey man, thank you for serving. Thank you
it's you know, it's what I want to say. I mean, Kwame's problem was he tried to get all of his non-qualified friends involved.
Yes.
And Dugan is not necessarily similar in that fact, but similar in the fact that he wants to get people involved that don't know shit and never really had any care about Detroit beforehand.
And he likes the women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's the one?
So
the reporter that used to be on TV. I follow him on Twitter and I can't think. He's crazy.
That was on Channel 2?
Yeah, what's his name?
His name's on the tip of my tongue. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
The crazy one.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue. Yeah. But
I just watched his podcast.
Charlie LaDuff, yeah. But he don't care. He don't care.
Shot down
by somebody.
He'd be dropping right in the city. My friend's from the east side of Detroit, Devin. He told me, I got to move because I know my life's not going to go a good way.
Yeah.
Like, on the outskirts, there's a lot to offer. I loved it here. I had to move home, but.
Yeah. Now, where were you born?
I was born in Ohio. I moved here for a job. I lived up on Grosse Ile.
Okay.
And then you can see the city. It was just fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
You know, another one is Dan. What's his name too?
On the news?
No, he owns the Cavs.
Here you go. Dan. What's his name? Mr. Moneybags.
Yeah, Mr. Moneybags.
God, his name's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, Mr. Moneybags, he just wants to jack his jaw. But you're gonna wake up and that motherfucker's gonna be dead, right, buried in the concrete. Thank you for serving me.
All righty, thank you.
You see. What's your name?
Eric.
When I see it, I'll email you.
All righty. Here you go.
Oh.
All righty.
Well, I know them well.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been Yankee Air Force since the 80s, and they've gone there many times.
Yeah.
I have the one guy's book. He signed it.
Okay, probably Alexander.
Yeah, the one that was a POW.
Yeah, that was Alex.
I actually talked to him.
How you doing? There you go.
Yeah, he said he got back. One guy's wearing his boots, the other guy's wearing his stuff, and they go, "You're dead." That's right.
Yeah, all righty. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and you know Alex just passed back in June.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, 22nd of June he passed.
Well, they're getting up in the age there.
They are, because he turned 100 last November.
Yeah.
So
the only one was Coleman Young. He wasn't really...
Well, Coleman was a navigator bombardier with the 477th. The 477th was a B-25 outfit that was supposed to serve in the Pacific, but their commander was a segregationist. They were based at Selfridge. The Selfridge base commander was a segregationist, and you know, by the time they ended up dealing with all the racial strife and the attempted court-martial and the whole 9 yards, number one, the war was over by the time all that was done, and number two, the morale was low because of all of that racial strife. So
my uncle was in the Banner Brothers, and he always joked that Coleman Young dropped a bomb.
Oh wow!
Just joking.
Wow.
No, it's amazing what they did. You know.
Oh yeah, and one of the reasons why was Benjamin O. Davis. I mean, Davis was. They say he was strict and stern, but he was fair.
Oh yeah.
You know.
I actually talked to them through the years. I saw their seminars and stuff. Very, very good. Nice, beautiful.
Thank you.
Tribute to them.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hope that never gets lost in history, though.
Oh yeah. That's why this exists.
Yeah.
You know, and I could reach further in this than you know, they can in an airplane. An airplane is at an air show. You see me on the road. You see me car shows, cruises, parades.
Yeah.
So, how you ladies doing? There you go. So yeah, it is some people may want to call it a tribute vehicle to the Tuskegee Airmen. I call it a mobile educational resource.
Yeah.
It is wrapped to emulate that Redtail P-51 Mustang that was flown by the 332nd in World War II. I honor two people on it. 98-year-old Harry Stewart, who on April 1st of 45 knocked down 3 FW-190, so that's why you see the 3 swastikas on this left fender. And then on the opposite side is Alexander Jefferson, who was shot down on his 18th mission, served the balance of the war as a POW. Born and raised in Detroit, Alex turned 100 last November, but unfortunately he passed away on the 22nd of June of this year. So
are you from Detroit?
I am born and raised in Detroit. I live in Pontiac now, but yeah, born and raised in Detroit. Been a member of the Detroit chapter of Tuskegee Airmen since mid-2000s. Oh, okay, all righty. Okay. Since the mid-2000s, and got this car in 2017, and you know, just decided to create something that we could use uniquely in parades.
Do you do school visits like that?
You know what, I'm still working full-time, so the school visits are very rare. You know, unless it's something, unless it's some type of speaking engagement at night or something like that, or something on the weekend. But you know, one of the reasons why I got this is to fulfill my part of our Speakers Bureau duties in the chapter. And a lot of the guys that are retired, they can go out to schools. I tell them I'll see those same kids at the car show on the weekend. You know, so,
different audience.
Yeah, you know, yeah, slightly different audience, but some of the kids. But
no, it's kind of a cool thing. I mean, because the kids get excited about the car.
Oh,
They
yeah.
also learn history.
Yes, yeah. As a matter of fact, I was in Goodrich a couple of weeks ago and was talking to a young fella. He had to be maybe 15 in high school, and we probably talked for about 10 minutes, and his parents were standing there. He said, "Wow, man, I've learned more from you than I've learned in my history class all year."
Thank you very much.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you for
welcome.
your
You're welcome. So, how far and how fast?
So the top speeds are between 70 and 80 miles per hour.
Okay.
We're usually kept at highway speeds, and then when we're on the track race, it's usually, I think it's 55 miles an hour to 65 and we do 2 races. We do a track race and a cross-country race.
Okay.
Sets us apart from FSAE. During the track race, it's just about how many laps you can put down in a single day.
Okay.
And then for our cross-country race, it can range from 3,600 miles to 1,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
wow.
We're racing for 8 hours a day for about 2 weeks.
So the solar power is the sole generation of propulsion?
Yeah, we do not charge this thing when we're racing, so it's just the array.
Oh, wow.
You can get disqualified if you charge for milliseconds.
Wow.
Break-even speed is around 45 miles an hour, so if we're going that speed, then we can keep running every day without depleting the battery.
Wow. So long as there's sun.
Yeah. If it's a cloudy day, then that speed just drops. It doesn't actually go to 0.
Okay, okay.
We build the car so efficient that, you know, once you give it a little push, it'll just keep rolling.
I mean, even on a cloudy day, you can get, you know, a lot of wattage from
2 or 3 amps.
Mm-hmm.
Like 160 watts or something.
Okay. So now you guys are designing and engineering cars, but do you work on the architectural side by transferring this technology to possible applications for houses and businesses and things like that?
Unfortunately, we don't typically do that until we graduate and then go enter the industry.
Okay.
But we're already seeing our work being picked up by major companies. Mercedes just released a concept car that has solar supplement. So it charges about 40 miles a day. That's
wow.
I think it's going into production.
It is.
Really? Mercedes?
The UX or what is it? EQ, UXX or something like that.
One of their weird designations.
Well, an interesting story, and you guys are smart kids, you probably already know it, but the Chevrolet Volt, I work at General Motors, that the reason why the original few years of production of the Volt, the roof was black, is because GM was experimenting with that being a solar panel. Yeah.
GM started the sun race, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, they were experimenting with that, and you know, it wasn't quite feasible for mass production, so they went away with it. I'm surprised that we haven't gone back into it, but I'm not in research. I don't know what the guys are doing. They could.
Well, I mean, yeah, I just got done with Stellantis for an internship with them, and same thing. They're closed lipped when it comes to what they're working on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what do you guys think of the future of EVs?
I think it's promising as so long as the infrastructure gets put on.
Yeah.
Because I think like what we do here, you know, we're completely solar powered.
Yeah.
My concern right now is the infrastructure for charging isn't there yet.
Right.
But once it is, I think it's a great future.
But now let me ask you this: what do you think the feasibility of mass producing a solar vehicle?
So, I personally think that once we put solar panels, and it's common to have solar panels on top of your roof, you won't really have to charge your car until you get home. So then you don't have to rely on those charging stations.
Yeah.
You can just charge it from your house.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
As far as mass production goes, though, if the United States kind of takes it a little bit more seriously,
embrace it and invested in it.
Exactly. I think, you know, it'll become much cheaper because we get ourselves our solar cells from, you know, overseas,
China
or Japan or any of all the tech giants.
Yeah.
So I think the more that America invests in the future of solar auto, it'll come.
Yeah. Well, I've got an opinion about why we have not invested in the future, and it's all geared around politics, and not just politicians, but the whole politics of being a politician. In my opinion, a representative, a senator should be a legislator, not claim themselves as a politician. A politician is a crooked person that probably needs to be pushed down some stairs. So you got to be a legislator, you know.
Sure, most people can agree with that regardless of where they are.
Yeah, you know. So, yeah, there's no reason why we shouldn't be leading the global industry in a lot of things, but
I have heard that more and more, especially as we start going to events.
Yeah.
Many people are saying, why aren't we the lead in solar?
Yeah. I mean, you know, I don't know.
But eventually one day, I think.
Yeah. I mean, we were born on the concept of a more perfect union, and maybe one day we'll get there. You know. All right, guys, good work. This is beautiful. All righty.
I'm caught up in a one-night love affair. Hoping true love will find me there. See, I'm caught up in a one-night love affair. Hoping true love will find me there. Before we begin, there's just one thing I want to say. Go ahead. I've been hurt before in so many different ways. Go ahead. Can you tell me what you have to offer me? And if it's real or just the same old story. You see, I'm caught up. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yeah, see, I'm caught up in a one-night love affair. Hoping true love will find me. So make yourself at home. Let me explain the way I am. Way I am. I'm more than just a one-night stand. I'm just a man only searching for what is right. And a woman who's gonna be real in my life. You see, I'm caught up. Yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Hey, hey, I'm caught up. Yes, I am. In need of love again. That's just the way I am. I'm caught up. Oh, well,
Redtail would like to thank the monetary contributions of individual contributors and is brought to you by the Tuskegee Airmen National Museum, Detroit chapter of Tuskegee Airmen Incorporated, and Detroit Redtail. Donate and help keep Redtail rolling the Tuskegee Airmen into the American car culture.